story time again. I'm so happy you could join me today. Now, if you've been to story time or you've watched our story times online, you might know our hello song. Do you remember what we do? Slap our knees twice and clap once. And we're going to say hello as loud as we can. Are you ready? Okay, come on. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loud as we can. Hello! Very good. Now let's say it really quietly. Can you make it really, really, really quiet? Yeah, okay, let's go. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quiet as we can. Hello. Oh, that was so quiet. Really, really good. Now let's say it really, really fast. Okay? Like this. Hello. Okay. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as fast as we can. Hello. You do it really fast again. Hello. That was so fast. Now let's say it really slow. Okay? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slow as we can. Hello. It was very slow. Now let's say it really, really, really high with really high voices. Can we do that? Okay. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as high as we can. Hello. Very good. Now let's say it really, really low like a grumbly giant. Okay? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as low as we can. Hello. Oh, that was so low. Now let's say it really nice to each other. Are you ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as nice as we can. Hello. Hello. Thank you for joining me for story time today. Now, we are going to sing our aeroplane song now. So everyone up on your feet. I'm going to get up on my feet. And we are going to spread our wings out wide. We're going to be little aeroplanes. Are you ready? Ready to sing with me? I'm a little aeroplane way up high. With my big silver wings, watch me fly. When the pilot tells me I'll come down, swoosh, 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 swoosh. Swooshing and gliding to the ground. Now, let's get those wings out ready again. One wing, two wings, ready to fly. I'm a big little aeroplane way up high. With my big silver wings, watch me fly. When the pilot tells me I'll come down, whoosh, 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 whoosh. Swooshing and gliding to the ground. Very good, everyone. Great dancing and singing. Now we're going to have a look around the world. So let's look at our globe here. So during story time over the last few weeks, we have looked at different places that we've visited in our little aeroplane around the world. We've been to this big continent called Africa. And we went to a place called Egypt, right up the top here, and saw the pyramids. We also went, here's a place, London in England. Mr. Chicken went to London in our story. Over here, in a country called Japan, that's where Dudley Dog went on the aeroplane and took a trip to Japan. We also went all the way down to Antarctica and visited the penguins. We went to a city in North America, and that city was, can I see it under here? Little tiny words here, it says New York, a big city, and we had our friend Elliot the elephant lived in a big city. And Macca the alpaca went backpacking in a country here on the side of this big continent called South America, a country called Chile. And now we are going to go all the way back to this country here, Do you know what it's called? This is where we all live. In Australia. That's right, Australia. And we live right about here in Parkes. Now, we're going to read a story now about an Australian animal. This Australian animal is a dingo. It's a special kind of dog. Now, this story is called Don't Wake the Dingo. High in the rocks, in his soft, sandy den, one lonely dingo dreams of meeting new friends. He's deaf to wind, howling a gale. Moaning, groaning, wailing through the trees, wind blows mudlark right out of the leaves. Spying the shelter of a dim, dry cave, one messy mudlark tries to be brave. Smoothing her feathers, she ducks down low, telling herself, "Don't wake the dingo." High in the rocks, in his soft sandy den, one lonely dingo dreams of meeting new friends. He's deaf to thunder, splitting the sky. Boom, rumbling, grumbling, shaking the ground. Thunder chases Numbat around and around. Oh, there he goes. Spying the shelter of a dim, dry cave, one nervous Numbat tries to be brave. Curling his tail, he squats down low, telling himself, "Don't wake the dingo." High in the rocks, in his soft sandy den, one lonely dingo dreams of meeting new friends. He's deaf to lightning piercing the clouds, flashing, crashing, sizzling with might. Lightning gives Possum an awful fright. Oh, oh no. Oh. Spying the shelter of a dim, dry cave, one panicked Possum tries to be brave. Bowing her head, she drops down low, telling herself, "Don't wake the dingo." High in the rocks, in his soft sandy den, one lonely dingo dreams of meeting new friends. He's deaf to rain, tickling the earth. Sloshing, sploshing, building big puddles, rain sends Wombat into a muddle. Spying the shelter of a dim, dry cave, one wobbly Wombat tries to be brave. Shuffling his feet, he dips down low, telling himself, "Don't wake the dingo." High in the rocks, on a soft sandy floor, one lonely dingo dreams of creatures at his door, all whispering, "Don't wake the dingo." "Boo!" chokes Dingo. Mudlark squawks. Numbat jumps. Possum springs. Wombat grunts. The storm rages on, but Dingo doesn't care. He's put out food for his friends to share. High in the rocks, in his soft sandy den, one happy dingo has lots of new friends. And that's the end of the story. A great story about the dingo and all his friends. Now we're going to do something special at story time today. We're going to do some craft. Now, if you've done craft at story time before, you know that we need a few special things usually. So, what we have is some things to print out at home. So your grown-up will have to help you with that. You will need scissors. Your grown-up will have to help you with the cutting out. And glue. You might need some help with that as well. You will need some coloured pencils so you can colour in your printout. And you also we'll need some string or some elastic, because what we are making is a dingo mask. So what you will find when you print out your pages is you'll have this dingo face and these dingo ears, and the first thing you need to do is colour them in. I've got some that have been coloured in already. This one's some very interesting colouring in happening here. Some yellow and some red and orange in the face, and some very fancy looking ears. So they've been all coloured in, and after they're coloured in, you will need to cut them out. So you have your dingo face. The only place you don't need to colour in is around these dotted lines here. And also these ears. So you cut them out, and we're going to stick our ears on. Alright, so I'm going to do that now. I'm going to stick these ears onto the top of the dingo's head, so you can see how this is going to look. So you just put a little bit of glue at the bottom, like this. I've got purple glue so you can see it. And then we're going to stick it to our dingo's head. There we go. There's one ear. It's got one ear. And we'll stick the other ear. I'll close that glue stick, otherwise I'll end up with very sticky couch. And we'll stick the other ear on. Dingo's got two ears. There's our dingo mask. You cut the holes in the eyes, and then I'll get my little piece of string, and all you need to get your grown-up to help you with is to thread that through the holes on either side. Make a little tie on either side. So I'll do that on one side here. Make sure it's the right size for your head. So you ask your grown-up to help with that. And then one on the other side. Oh, I'm not going to do a very good job at this, I think. Here we go. Haven't made that hole big enough. That's okay. And then tie it on the other side. And look, I can be a dingo. Watch this. Ta-da! There's my dingo mask. Very good. Don't wake the dingo. Oh. Well, there we go. There's our dingo mask. You want to try it at home yourself? Have a lot of fun with that. And that is all the time we have for story time. So, you know what we have to do now? We have to say goodbye. But we have to make sure that we say it as loud as we can. Alright? Ready to sing with me? 2 hands on the knees and 1 clap. Ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as loud as we can. Goodbye! Now let's say it really quietly, okay? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as quiet as we can. Goodbye. Very good. Now let's say it really fast, okay? Like this. Goodbye. Okay, ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as fast as we can. Goodbye. Very good. Now let's say it really, really slowly, okay? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as slow as we can. Goodbye. Oh, I can make that very, very slow. Now let's say it really, really high. Really, really high, like this. Okay. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as high as we can. Goodbye. Can you go even higher? Yeah, let's try it. Goodbye. That was very high. Now let's say it really low, like an old grumbly giant. Are you ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as low as we can. Goodbye. Oh, that was very low. Now let's say it really nicely to each other. Are you ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say goodbye as nice as we can. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining me at Online Storytime. I hope that you're all keeping safe and having a lovely time. Okay, I'll see you again next time. Bye.